Welcome to Rebel Life Boxing, where I talk boxing and anything in between. Make sure to catch new videos daily at 9 a.m., 9:30 a.m., 1 p.m., and 5 p.m. Also catch an early bird video weekdays at 6 a.m. Support the channel, and thanks for watching.
So everybody already know in the boxing world that Canelo Alvarez took his second loss Saturday night against Dmitry Bivol, who is a 175-pounder, the champion WBA. This is Canelo's second fight at 175 pounds. His first one being Sergey Kovalev. I believe that was back in 2019. I think that was 2019. He fought Kovalev. And when he fought Kovalev, a lot of people were saying, that was him daring to be great. You know, that's the thing that's going around with Canelo, that he was daring to be great while going up to 175 to fight Kovalev. He was daring to be great to go up to fight Bivol and stuff like that. So the question is, was Dmitry Bivol a cherry pick going wrong? Well, you can kind of look at it. This is like a hybrid answer. I think it's a hybrid answer to this question because you can look at it in various ways. Canelo, he fought Kovalev at 175, and I think that was right after he fought Triple G. He fought Triple G, I think, what was that, 2017 or something like that, 2018? So he went from 160 and he jumped to 175. So I believe that's what he did. And Sergey Kovalev is a guy, he's known as the Crusher. And he has literally killed somebody in the ring before. He's a heavy hitter. Has some good fights with Andre Ward. And when you watch that fight, I always thought that fight was a little odd, a little strange. Like when you watch it, it almost like Sergey Kovalev was kind of holding back, almost like he was holding back. He was really getting at Canelo with that jab. And I think, like I said, the key is the jab when it comes to beating Canelo Alvarez. The jab is one of the tools that you must have in order to defeat this dude. Although while I say Canelo was a basic fighter, and I'll stick to that, I think he is a very basic fighter, but the thing is, he's a basic good fighter. But who has he looked good against? You know what I'm saying? And, you got to start asking yourself these questions, and I am not a hater of Canelo. I think that he does things that other fighters don't do. There's not many fighters that move up and down divisions and take fights. There's not many fighters that's as active as he is. So you got to give him some kind of credit when it comes to a lot of things, man. But when people say that Dmitry Bivol was a cherry pick, the answer is like I said, it is a yes and a no answer, because you got to ask yourself, he won all these belts at 168. Why didn't he just stay at 168 and defend those titles against some good opponents up there, and then decide to drop the belts and move up to 175 and then decide to campaign there? I guess what he was trying to do was go up there and test the waters and see if he can take it. I guess he thought he could take it because he fought Sergey Kovalev and he felt like 175 is his new sweet spot. I think that's what happened, and then Dmitry Bivol kind of spoiled that party. And he shouldn't fight back there. He should not fight at 175 again. It's clear that 175 is not his sweet spot. Now, when you think about it, he fought Kovalev. Kovalev was much older than Bivol. He had a lot of things going on, and I believe he didn't have really enough time. They say he didn't have enough time to train for Canelo, because I believe he got through beating Yard not too long before that. And that's another question. Like, he beat Yard. How is this guy just all of a sudden? Yard is much bigger than Canelo, and then he knocks Yard out, but Canelo gets in there and just knocks him out. And it did look really strange. It did, because it looked like the whole fight that Kovalev at any point in that fight, he could have just turned it on and then really got Canelo hurt. It looked like he could have did that. But for some reason, he was just pity-patting. It looked like he was sparring. It looked like he was just playing around in the ring. And that's just the way I was looking at the fight. Just look at it, man. Watch it a few times and see if I'm the only one that's imagining this. But Cherrypick, I believe that as far as Canelo Alvarez skating out of 168 after defending his titles, because I mean, most of the time, man, when somebody become undisputed, they stay in there in that division and they decide to. That's what boxing is about too. Like, you become undisputed, so you're the man at whatever division, and there's gonna be people that's gonna want to challenge you for those belts. When you stay there and you defend your title a few times, even once, shit, that adds more prestige to your undisputed reign. That's the way I see it. And Canelo Alvarez decided not to do that. While he still holds the belt, he decided to move up to 175 again to fight Dmitry Bivol. And I don't even think that was his first opponent. I think Joe Smith, was supposed to be his opponent. I'm not sure exactly what happened with all of that stuff, but ended up being Dmitry Bivol. But correct me if I'm wrong. I could be wrong about that. But why didn't he stay at 168? That's why people say he cherry-picked, because they're like, why didn't you stay at 168 and fight, let's not even talk about, we're not even going to talk about Jamal Charlo, because he's not even at 168. We're not even going to talk about Dmitry Zandrade, because two reasons why. Number one, Canelo ain't going to fight that dude. It's already been confirmed. But then who knows, right? After all this stuff that just happened, he might just take a Dmitry Zandrade fight. Who knows? And number two, Dmitry Zandrade wasn't even there at the division yet. So the real opponent that everybody wanted to see him face there was David Benavidez. He is the man at 168, right behind Canelo Alvarez. So why wouldn't you stand down there, plant your feet, and fight David Benavidez? Give him his shot, and he chose not to do that. He chose to go up to 175. First, they were talking about Macaboo. And it's crazy because, this is one of those things I think that be happening in boxing where, like a fighter is supposed to fight somebody, right? Like you see, like Errol Spence was supposed to fight Manny Pacquiao. Now, you see how General Strawberry is supposed to fight Manny Pacquiao, and you see what happened. The eye thing ended up happening, and then Ugas ended up fighting Manny instead. And I'll say this. I initially thought that Manny would beat Errol. That was my prediction in that fight. Then after I saw what Ugas did to Manny, and I like Manny, Manny is one of my top guys. Now I think it was a blessing that Errol got messed up, because I think if he would have fought Manny, it would have been worse. He would have hurt Manny, and who knows, it would have been like maybe damaging or something to Manny Pacquiao. And I think that's one of the things that could have happened with Canelo, with Macaboo. I know a lot of us were saying Macaboo was a bum. Or not even a bum. I never called him a bum. I don't like that. Or he was lesser opponent. He wasn't really on Canelo's level, put it like that. But then this dude had power. Bivol is a strong dude. He has punching power as well, but he's not a real big puncher up at 175 like that. Who's to say Macaboo wouldn't have gotten there with Canelo, and Canelo felt about 2 or 3 of those shots and really hurt Canelo? You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I don't know why that Macaboo fight didn't happen. Maybe they felt that could have been a possibility. I don't know. But Macaboo is not nearly as skilled as Bivol is. So while that fight still probably would have been dangerous for Canelo, because, that's not his division, bro. And that's not his sweet spot, as we could see. He couldn't even do much with Dmitry Bivol, let alone handle a better Biev or Joe Smith or somebody like that up at 175. Those dudes, Sergey Kovalev, assuming that fight was not rigged up, because it did look funny. It did. You guys gotta use, be real with yourself. Well, watch that fight again, but those guys are not Kovalev, when it comes to the age and, stuff like that. Those guys are more green. They're more, besides better BF, he's a little on the older side, but the Bivol and Smith, I think Smith is a little older too. But Bivol, I mean, he's much younger than him. He's actually Canelo's age. So yeah, on that aspect, Canelo Alvarez definitely did cherry pick because he decided to pick the Macabu, cherry pick to Macabu, and then whatever happened that fell through. And I think he was supposed to fight somebody else. I don't think he was supposed to fight Bivol, and I think he had no choice but to fight Bivol because he signed up for it. And you can say on that aspect that was a cherry going wrong. Then at the same time, you can also say the guy decided to go up to 175. A lot of people that never fought in that weight division and moves up, they don't know what to expect up there. So in a sense, you could look at it like it wasn't a cherry pick because Bivol was a champion. So you can look at it as a cherry pick for him not fighting David Benavidez and people at his division defending his titles. But then at the same time, you got to say to yourself, was Dmitry Bivol really a cherry pick? This guy had no losses. Go back and watch a lot of his fights. He's an excellent fighter. And he was a champion. So was that really a cherry pick going wrong? And you can look at it in different ways. That's why I can't give a yes or no, because it's both. It is yes and it is a no. So that's just my take on the situation with Dmitry Bivol. Me personally, though, yeah, I feel just like I said. It's depends. It depends on how you look at it. You got people that look at it like, yeah, man, he should have stayed there and fought at 168 once he left the division and didn't want to defend when he was getting called out. That makes him a cherry pick just to go to another weight class. But then when you think about it, on the other hand, if all Canelo had to do, man, if he was at 168, he could have just fought like lower level comp there. He could have stayed there and fought. Remember, this is Canelo we talking about. He can fight wherever he wants, right? You remember? So he could have just went and just avoided David Benavidez at the division and just fought like a Anthony Durrell or who else is there? Fought like a light touches, people in the lower ranks. He could have fought people like on Avenue Yildirim's level. He could have stayed there and fought them if it really was, and then defended his title and then moved up. But he decided to go up there and fight much bigger dudes, and especially like a Bivol. So you got to kind of look at it like, was it really a cherry pick or was it like a duck tactic? Either one. But y'all be the judge, man. Let me know what y'all think. Was Dmitry Bivol a cherry pick going wrong? Drop a comment. Let me know what you think. Like and subscribe for more raw content. This is Rebel Life Boxing. Hey, I'll see y'all in the next one. And I'm out. Peace.